This is Deductor continuing the Cyber Knights playthrough. I was trying to do a little overworld management in our hideout before the next episode, but I inadvertently triggered the next story, so that's where we're recording. In fact, this episode is likely not to have any sort of battles whatsoever, just because there's quite a bit of overworld management to do. So I'll try to label that in the title of this episode, and it might be a little shorter. Anyway, I was working on the next sort of story mission, vignette mission, as it were, where we're trying to hack some old AI, steal some old AI code from our corrupt cop friend, or quote-unquote friend. And so yeah, Deductor, we only have the plans the Brave Star SWAT drew up, which focuses on blasting down the front door. Haze, not as imaginative as our usual intrigue. We'd have to tread a little more lightly. Deductor, the case file has a lot of details about the old chem factory that the Jackals are holed up in. Haze, they've done a good job of collapsing, trapping, and blocking other entrances. But East Bank District 72 is famous because they dump so much illegal nano-waste into the tunnels under the factories. The Brave Star team reviewed what tunnel maps were reported by the UNA regulators who shut the sector down. The SWAT captain deemed their approach to be too risky for their force. Doctor, coming up from below could give our smaller team the element of surprise. Knowing the chem fact would be any wiser if it comes to a fight in the tunnels. If the tunnel held up, we would just need to find a safe way through the labyrinth. And a Rhino would be especially good at this. In fact, let's go back. Let me, we'll delay a bit. And then let's see, Rhino is 2 days, 6 hours. That legwork, how long is it again? This is a 6-day mission, so we have plenty of time. How long does it take to do the legwork? Does it say? Oh, 24 hours. That's actually very, very short duration. We could send Rhino in there after she's done with her detox in the sim stream, and we might be able to sneak in that but then I was hoping to be able to sneak in a use of this underworld token to buff both Brick and Rhino. They both finish at the exact same minute, so I'm actually not confident. I think I may have to cancel Rhino's detox, unfortunately. Even though we're already quite a few days in. That's not great, but we can live with that. What's the... If I upgrade the sim stream, the treatment duration goes down, which is... and the stress remove goes up. So we really do want to upgrade to the next tier of the detox as fast as we can. We need to upgrade the cryo chamber though. So many upgrades that we need. Okay, yeah, I think I will cancel this detox, just to... It's quite unfortunate, but I want to make sure we don't have any issues. I want to... Yeah, so let's send... Oh, not do the mission. We're going to do the legwork. I will send Rhino in there. Select. Failure has no real consequence. Cannot access route. Whatever. It's okay if we can't, but there's no reason not to do this. Yep, Rhino will be unavailable for 1 day. If some of the tunnels held up, we would just need to find a safe way through the labyrinth. Rhino, I'm not taking a dunking any toxic sludge for this. Hey, who said anything about toxic sludge? We're talking about N72 anti-grav oil and its great promise for the space race. Rhino, and it's toxic sludge? Doctor, well, if you are feeling picky. But they didn't say anything about the huge quantity of nano sludge being quietly dumped under the bay. Rhino, I appreciate the joke, you two, but you're not the ones going down to see it firsthand. I don't like the sludge angle here. However, I do like knowing that the SWAT team wrote this option off and would be out of their view if we used it. Haze, these maps are more than 20 years old from before the shutdown, but they will still be helpful. Rhino, I'll see what I can do. Yeah, 1 day. There's also a lot of interactions. Let's discuss. Isaac, this is an open raid for the SWAT. They might change their mind any minute and kick down the doors. We don't want to delay. The doctor, we'll have to get there quickly then. Alright. Hayes, who are the Jackals? I haven't heard of them. Isaac, the Electric Jackals are a smaller syndicate scrapping for a place at a bigger table. Now that they have a Brave Star target on their back, they aren't going to last. The doctor, what is the big table where they want to play? Isaac, oh, they all want to play at the table with the cartel. But you've got to prove your worth if you want to audition with the cartel. If they were left alone with their new Sigma 6 trainer, they might have shown they were worth a look. They are churning out mountains of United Digis right now, which is their way, which is the way to any of the big syndicate's hearts. Alright. Isaac, East Bank 72 is run by the Blue Ox. If you had a connect with them, it could be useful. Of course, the Ox are busy running product and extorting the remaining local squatters. The Electric Jackals must be paying them off to operate there, but that doesn't mean a well-placed bribe wouldn't land us an advantage. You know, we do have, if we had favors with Wendigo, we could do stuff. Yeah, but, we do not have any favors with Wendigo, unfortunately. So, that's alright. Is there anyone else I can send into the detox thingy? Anyone else who really... Meal could do it. Or Scourge, but he's treating his wounds. I could do it. But the thing is, I know this mission Carnivore is 6 days, 6 hours. I kind of want to do some missions before that to get some power-ups. Like, here's a Diego Fluger mission and a Origami Joe mission to, like, get someone out of prison and to loot files in a set. I actually think those are real worth doing early to... Yeah, I think those are worth doing early so we have a little more power before the story mission. Those story missions tend to be a lot tougher. I'm also gonna just boost my legwork chance right now. So we have, it should be 87 and 98%. That should be more than good enough. And if they fail, they fail. Whatever. It's not a big deal. Pressure drop would be nice. But field talent coordination is also extremely good. Plus 3 leverage upgrades and then reducing the cooldown. I feel like I need to upgrade this. Upgrading like the alarm malfunction could be good. Let's see what all our options are. So a lot of times I do like to wait before having these conversations, but I am strongly considering doing at least 2 missions, 2 side missions before doing the main Carnivore mission, so I have as much gear and loot as possible going into it. I think that is worth doing. I also don't know what this is. There's a very eager client, Warner Bronze Splicer, who wants to meet you at the club. In fact, he refuses to leave. I wonder what that's about. A lot of conversations. Maybe I'll just advance the timeline one more day before I have those conversations so I have the maximum amount of time to decide what I want to do. That seems smart. The Fuel Op Center, I kind of want to use the tokens right away. I feel like upgrading this on the Carnivore is definitely worth it. That way we can get the Field Coordination Center cooldown to keep rolling along. So let's upgrade the cooldown and let's get the bonus token on use. What does that mean? Actually not sure. You know what? I'm gonna upgrade that just to see what that means. I haven't used this Field Op Center that much. I just know it's good. So let's use it. Field coordination, select. That should have upgraded quite a few tokens. It didn't upgrade the alarm malfunction. That's disappointing. That's like the best one. Oh, hype booster. You have to spend 2 tokens to get extra experience in hype. Review all loot box contents. That's pretty good. Okay, there are some good stuff here, but I'm almost certainly going to do the alarm malfunction, which unfortunately is the one thing that did not get upgraded. That is actually quite disappointing there. I do have 2 tokens. I might as well use one. I don't want to use any passive leverage. Loot manifest. Those things are nice, but no. Oh, bonus token. When you use it, you get an extra token. Okay, that's worth. That's worth. I will get this alarm malfunction. Even 1 turn is can be a really big deal. So then I will advance timeline by 1 day, see what happens, and then we'll probably talk to some people and decide what to do. Or actually, no, I'm gonna wait until a brick is done, because if I'm gonna do missions, there's no point until brick is available. Like, there's literally no point in sending people out. So, oh, Bimmer Zhang has an exposure, probably from his exposure is like a bad thing. It did mention when I did the power play that exposure would go up. I didn't realize it was already at 100%. These numbers can also go up because like other like characters on the world are like doing stuff. So somebody may have done something to him. We can just lower his low temp trait. Bimmer Zhang's low temp trait will downgrade to level 2, going from -5 heat maximum to -8. So he just won't like do anything with us if the heat is too high. That shouldn't be a problem. I'm not too worried about that. I'm trying to keep heat low. Okay, right now, the maps that the Brave Star investigators pulled together were invaluable. We should thank them. The doctor, we can pin them a low note after we make off with the payday. Rhino, getting into the underground of the chem fac isn't too high. I found a way in through the collapsed basement of the next door hab stack. Housing for the blue cards who punch in daily at the factories were built right across the street, right on top of the toxic dump site. Pretty convenient. Families who are squatting the habs didn't stick around to chat, especially after I flashed some UDs. Hey, is any sign that the Blue Ox paramills who run the district will give us trouble? Rhino, I watched them from a distance. It looks like they are busy moving product and only occasionally come down the habs for tribute and recruits. The doctor, did you reach the main chem fac data center? Rhino, I didn't get all the way there, but I got close enough. Once I started to cross path with Shackles patrolling the tunnels, I backed off. The doctor, wise move, Rhino. If they are patrolling down there, then there is a way up to the main hideout. We've gained an advantageous new route for stage 1 of the Carnivore job. Excellent. Patrols in the tunnels are likely to be lighter if we trigger any security escalations. The sec level will be set to 1 as we exit old tunnels. Excellent. I think we will take this secondary route. Sounds like a good idea. I would like to put people in to detox, but I feel like there's so much coming up. I can't afford to do that until I know who's going on missions. So let's wait for Brick to finish her thing, and then we'll go from there. Oh, we got a hype limit break on Dade Iceman, our hacker. Excellent. I don't really like most of these options. Maybe we'll do a Karen feeding and reroll. I don't like most of these options either. That didn't help. That's okay. I don't want a short-term thing. Let's do dedicated loyalty. Loyalty doesn't do too much until you're at 60%, and then you can get like more stat bonuses, and I don't know what other bonus options can occur, but it's a longer-term upgrade, and I think that's fine. Doesn't have any immediate effects. Right. Brick is done. Brick, I hung around their office, hung around their apartment, and then we had a nice chat late at night. I think they understand now. Shaduk, I have to say, the list of things they'll sell me now has grown significantly. You should scare my connections more often. Gain +2 favors with Shaduk and also 20% influence on him. Excellent. Excellent. That is all fantastic news. I say it is time to have a conversation or two And then we might go do a mission. In fact, we have to do this hacking mission. But let's have the conversation with Bemrazan. Bemrazan, I've got a very eager client, a Warner Brown splicer who wants to meet you at the club. In fact, he refuses to leave. Carlos, finally, Bemrazan promised you would be coming. Promised that he had your ear. The doctor, well met, Carlos. Carlos, sorry to doubt you, Bemmer. But here you are. I need your help quickly, the doctor. Every minute that takes by, I know my son is closer to his death. Bemmer, I've heard some of the story, and I think you best start at the beginning, Carlos. Carlos, the beginning. This is a long story. Patience, planning, revenge. Bemmer, forgive the good doctor. He has a penchant for the dramatic, it seems. Carlos, fine. The facts. 13 years ago, my wife was murdered. Sarah worked for a Warner Brown shareholder as an event coordinator, throwing parties, charities, whatever. One night, the corporate police came to my door and told us, my son Estaves and me, that she had died in a terrible accident. She had fallen down the stairs at the office. Terrible mistake. She was alone, they said. She died instantly. But when they wouldn't let me see the autopsy, I could feel their lies in my bones. The report written by the doctor was too clean, too perfect. I paid a small fortune for someone on the inside to download the report off the medical scanners, and it wasn't for nothing. She had died from blunt trauma to the head, multiple impacts. Someone had killed her. My son was old enough to understand. He was 16. I told him everything. It was clear what they were hiding. The shareholder, Johann Brock, whatever he had done, he had murdered her. And then it was all swept under the rug in a hurry, and we didn't dare raise our voice. We were tiny, insignificant compared to the mighty Brock family. So we waited, and I hatched a plan. Right before I was deployed to New Boston, we put it into motion. I secretly implanted Estaves with a prototype that showed a chem hive, my own design, the one and only. I left, and then it was his turn to wait. A little bribery got him invited to a Brock charity event. Estaves was always wanted blood for blood, just like I did, and he knew the cost he would bear to get our revenge. That night, he quietly poisoned Johann Brock, and the bastard died in his sleep. Before he could even become a suspect, Estaves slipped onto a Warner Brown ship bound for New Boston. But things were hot when he arrived here. I didn't have a place to hide Estaves, so he ended up in the underground. Now he has disappeared without a single trace, but I know you can find a trace. I know someone has picked him up, maybe Warner Braun, but they'll figure out what he did and they'll kill him. Why hasn't Warner Braun come after you yet? If they finger Estaves for the kill, picking you up must not be far behind. Carlos, we were exceedingly careful. We had years to plan and lay all the right crumbs. Estaves wanted to take all of this on, to carry it on his shoulders alone. I should have stopped him, but I didn't. The doctor, so you left incriminating evidence against Estaves that would protect you. Carlos, don't try to heap more guilt on my shoulders. You cannot put more than I have already put myself. First my wife and now my son. But yes, just as you said, we left evidence that Estaves created a prototype from scratch, planned everything, executed it all without a shred of my involvement. I have spoken already with Warner Braun corporate detectives past their interrogations in their machines. They think they are so smart, but I fooled them all. The doctor, I don't mean to throw cold water on fooling them. That is no small feat, but be careful. It may still kick your door in while you're sleeping for another chat. Oh, more legwork. If Estaves had a unique cybernetic protocol in his skull, a lot of people might be interested in that. Carlos, the implant is highly shielded. That was one of the things we had to add. Otherwise, Estaves would have never gotten inside the Brock function with an unregistered implant, so no one would even know it was there. Hayes, don't underestimate Boston's vultures and what they might do if they smelled a whiff of a shiny new prototype or glitzy tech. The doctor, maybe the shielding was a giveaway he was hiding something. They may not even know what they are trying to get, but they want to get it and tear it apart. Carlos, you know best. I admit it's possible he wasn't picked up by Warner Braun. But if that is the case, and they are going to slice my son up to study the prototype, all the more reason to find him fast. Maybe Estaves left on his own. Carlos, maybe he did. Maybe after everything, Estaves wants to be truly free of me, or he is protecting me. But if that is the case, then you can figure that out, can't you? I need to know, the doctor. Alright, we could do a legwork. No one goes missing without a trace, especially not in this town. Well, the only person we can send is Wright our Vanguard for 5 days, so that is, there's no other option, right? Yeah. Alright, well, 71%. No one goes missing without a trace, especially not in this town. Right, I see what you're saying. Time is of the essence here. Chavez was camped out at a coffin motel. A place like that is a leaky sieve. No one will talk. The doctor, if it was a hostile capture, the most important thing is where they are holding Chavez. You need to hit that spot hard before this gets ugly. As the broker in the deal, Bemberzang will get a major boost to Bemberzang, giving a surge of influence and trust. Okay. 5 days, 71%. I don't like that 71%, but we might have a token back, or I could just generate another token. I kind of wish I knew that was a legwork. Right was just like available this entire time. Probably should have talked to him to see that it was a legwork. That would have been worth it. I have 6 ready mercs. Okay, good. So can do missions. We can do missions. Let's do a. I kind of want to do the loot file set because these tend to be easier missions. Origami Joe. My insider is willing to steal a prototype Ultratech nanofab stabilizer from me. Just loot the files in the set. Is jealously guarded by Ultratech. Yada yada. Yep, we've done this type of mission before, so I'm just gonna click through all that. It's called Speed Bump Loop. How fun. We don't really care about the influence, and completing this with less than 2 security level doesn't seem super realistic. But there is also an orange matrix host. This could be nice if we could have some favors with Diego. Having a violent diversion is quite nice on this type of map. Let's talk to Diego. Diego, one of my agents has been captured and is rotting in a D cartel cell. We need to bust this prisoner out. Trust me, this is not the place I want my people to be. My agent Trey got bagged by some D cartel snatchers. The doctor, once Trey is taken into one of the D cartel black cell prisons, I don't think we can help him now. Diego, that's the thing. They haven't taken him in yet. I think they know how dangerous he could be to me and my organization. I think they are bringing someone to make him talk before they hand her over to the D cartel. Trey is in a temporary prison for the moment, so there is still a chance you could hit it and hit it hard. Doctor, so then there is a shot. We could hit an isolated prison. We might be able to do that for you. Diego has offered a prisoner breakout job. New type of job, adding a patch. So, free a prisoner. We've kind of already done a story mission like that. This is called Underpass Caper. Rescue required. Orange matrix host. Ooh. Okay. Huno Bridge. Interesting. A lot of interesting missions. Heat is very low because we have been diligently waiting out at our hideout. So it's only 3 now. That's great. Let's do a... Let's do this snake pit trick. This is a hack-only mission. This Iceman will do it. Let's get you some juice. Or is there... I don't know who I want to send into the sim stream. I think I know who I want to do the experience. I think we're going to send... Saul again. We could send Rhino into the detox. But then that would leave... Well, whoever I send to the detox, we can pull them out. That's not a problem if we need more manpower. I'm worried we could recruit Miguel and put him in the trainer. We'll take a little less pay for a lot of these missions, but honestly, that's probably worth it. Yeah, he to be a good hacker, you just need some more experience, and he has no experience right now. So that seems to me to make sense. Let's we'll keep Rhino in the detox, and then I'm gonna do the hack mission, and then I am going to bring on our new recruit. These missions all pay a good chunk of money. We'll lose 3% or whatever from that. Not a big deal. I am going to go buy a item, some blue juice. to help with the hacking. 20 matrix AP. Just in case we need it for this mission. Alright, so we've got the B2... we probably don't need the B2 juice. I'm going to equip the Turco juice, which also allows you to ignore IC reactions. It's not as good, but this should be a easier mission. It's an orange host. Not great, but we could deal with that. And we just have to steal a bunch of files from here. So Iceman, you don't have any talents you need to take or anything like that. So let's do it. Yep, terminal. And then when we're ready, we can exit. Now, these type of missions can be very stressful for our hacker. So we want to proceed very carefully. We have only 3 turns. As if we steal at least one, we will at least win the mission and get the experience and so forth. So we want to steal at least one. We only have 3 turns, so we gotta move fast. All right, did a little scan. Let's look at our matrix. Hard to say which way is best. Maybe going up is best because there is a access node that we can just hit. I'm gonna use all our programs and so forth. Yeah, it's a timber rattler. It's a mid-tier AI. Orange is pretty high up on the scale. But it's still kind of in the mid-ish area. Orange can be dangerous though. So let's, I'm gonna equip the decoy. All right, let's go up. Get rid of the jammer and the tar pit. Scan again. Put deception. Connect. Get rid of the buster and the tar pit, and then we're gonna scan again. There is a financial hub. Okay, so that is extremely likely to have a trap. Oh, escalation, corrupted programming, active memory, force unload of decoy. But the escalation hopefully will be a little delayed. So I'm gonna connect to this financial hub. I'm not worried about the blaster damaging my cyber deck. I'm gonna scan to see what traps there are here. We've got a diamond trigger if you load a cyberdeck program. We are going to load cyberdeck programs here, and then black code trigger if you exit this node. So I will disarm both traps, then disarm the blaster. Actually, there's no need. Doesn't actually do anything. I'll disarm the data lock. It's because we have... Oh no, it is actually lowering my... Oh, okay, fine. I will disable it. Then we can download these 2 files. Not quite what we're looking for, but it should be fine. This is fine enough as a turn 1, and then we're gonna scan and see what else we can do next turn. So, yeah, intake output is our primary problem right now. That's just an access node, so that is not helpful. Our loot must be somewhere else. Let's go. This is an access node firewall. Let's go down to the access node. Get rid of the connection damage. Get rid of the buster. Oh, force unload of sleeves. That's okay. That's okay. We equip the sleeves. Here's a firewall. Get rid of all those. Scan. Then load a disarm. Be a good time for a decoy, I'm thinking. Connect. Woke up 2 IC. Maybe they're loco, maybe not. But the blaster shouldn't be able to do anything to us, so we'll scan for traps. Diamond. Trigger if you download a file. We'll get rid of that. Get rid of the blaster. Get rid of the data lock. And then should be able to download these files. What was mine is yours. Pay data downloaded. Yep. Okay, that was a security escalation. Connection damage. Connection rerouted to incinerator. We have only 20% connection, but that's okay. We'll load a sleaze. And then that was actually kind of a helpful thing. I should have enough action point next turn. It's the intake output that I have a problem with. And I have our null interrupt ready to go, so I will just end the action now. Should be fine. Load the scan into deception. Come here, get rid of the tracer, get rid of the tar pit, scan again. This is a CPU. You might as well attack it. Connection damage 23%. Let's no-op it, spike it. So now, oh, we gotta scan it again. Or some level of decoy, that's fine. Spike it, so now we should be perfectly safe. Go to this data fortress, activate the zero interrupt, and then download all the files. Yep, we take what we can get. I think we got everything. Total mission success, and we can disconnect. We have literally looted every possible thing here. So well done. And we didn't have to use any consumables. Total score, very nice. All right, 150K. That's great. Got a little heat from the hacking job, whatever. Let's see what else we've downloaded. We've stolen 2 accounts, including a legendary, and a bunch of files, including a legendary one. All right. That money could come in handy. Alright. I'm gonna advance the timeline a little bit so we can do some construction and stuff. Oh, another legwork from this dude. Oh. I would want to stack the legworks together, but I don't know when I can spare a merc. Because I want to do like, I don't want to do both of these before we hit the carnivore mission. Just to try to have some more loot, like useful gear. Yeah. Advance the timeline. Then we have to do some more construction. Let's see, what is important? Well, I do want to start working on the nanofab, so let's upgrade the cryogenic cooling in that empty room. Simsing trainer would be nice to upgrade to level 2, but I don't know it's that critical. Fuel op center, having been upgraded, is real nice. I don't know we need to upgrade it right away. The Simsing trainer, but we need to upgrade the cryogenic cooling. Ooh. Simsing detox, that's gonna take a while. Come to Intel pod. That's gonna be very difficult to upgrade. What's the next tier at the fuel op center? What do you get? Token generation is quicker. Oh, that could be worth. I do like the fuel op center. What about the underworld hub? Kind of expensive. We might also want to prep the barracks for upgrading. Although the trainer is real good to upgrade. Just to get like that extra experience. You know what? Let's upgrade that. And then I will prep the barracks for an upgrade. Okay. Everybody is doing stuff. Excellent. Yeah, I think we're ready for... I want to do sort of a easier mission. I feel like... Ooh, Ultra Tech. This is against the D-Cartel. Diego's mission might honestly be the easiest. Just because... Yeah, and it's a new mission type, which would be fun. Yeah. I think I might do Diego's mission first. let's see what sort of files we can make. We have a vulnerable host. Oh, okay, this is really interesting. I'm gonna mint this one. That gives you those vulnerable hosts gives you you can use the file to do another hack mission, or you can sell it to someone. But for 16K, way better to use the file, do another hack mission, try to loot some stuff. Since I'm here, I might as well do some management and selling stuff. So I haven't sold these because I'm sorely tempted to actually get the favors from Potato. I feel like the favors would be really worth. What about accounts? Can I sell some accounts to Potato? Yes, he could buy some accounts from me. Let's do that. Although Membrzeng is paying so much more, but at this point, that's kind of like a chump change. Well, Potato is real close to, maybe I sell this one for 2 favors to Potato. And then that'll buff his influence up to 80%. So he can get another limit break so we can buy better programs. Better Cyberdecks, I should say. He already has the best programs he can sell us. Yeah, the next tier Cyberdecks, those things are expensive, but worth doing. Okay, so I think we will prep the rescue mission. Can't really afford to bring anything. I mean, it is what it is. Don't think paying to unplug the cameras is real worth. They are just ultra tech, so they aren't like super soldiers. Plus we have Scourge back, Outlaw. He is very high damage. I'll probably have to redo the gear a little bit. Like maybe he should use the heavy rail dart just to have some variety, you know, so we have a lot of different full auto options. Oh, and we need to put someone in trainer. Right, this is when I wanted to hire Miguel. So let's do that. Miguel is camped at the Coffin Hotel. We await your decision. Let's recruit him. We definitely need a second. Definitely need a second hacker as a backup. Looks like you've got the kind of talents we need, Miguel. Welcome to the squad. Hey, you're damn lucky that Iceman is so valuable around here. The doctor, your brother can show you around the safe house and get you introduced to the others. Miguel, I thank you. Iceman, I'll never forget this night. Miguel has joined the roster. Excellent. Okay, he's got a few skills, but he needs to go into the training bench literally this second, so that as we do missions, you'll gain experience. Now, I think I will do some of the reshuffling around the gear offline. Maybe I'll do Brick's level up now. Yes. Maxing out savagery. Can't really go wrong with that. And then I'm gonna finally move towards another talent of some sort. Master Cross is actually pretty good. The extra armor shred is nice. Graded iron grip. You want the extra. You need like 3 points for it to be really, really good. The plus 20% ballistic has extra pure damage. That's like where it's at. But I could also move towards coordinated charge, so I have some utility. That might be wise. So let's do that. Start doing that. Okay, I have the full savagery recoup combo. That should be enough, like, to really do a tremendous amount of damage very, very quickly. Yeah, and I don't know. I like this concussion grenade. I haven't actually used it. Problem with this item is I think it'll alert the whole rest of the map. Shock mines are silent. I feel like we can be stealthy. Feel like we can just buy 2 of these things. I know these consumables, they cost money, right? And you know, you have to spend resources for it, but it's worth it. It saves your life. Buy another smoke grenade. Can't go wrong with smoke grenade and a shock mine. Oh, it's because everybody else has shock mines. Okay, you know, you can't really go wrong buying just like tons of shock mines. Just have like a nice little supply of these. Then I might buy some, maybe not programmed. I don't think we have enough. Our cyber deck's not good enough to have like some of these upgraded programs. They're also very expensive. Like Sleaze 2 is 112k. Like we would eventually want this and this, but the cyber decks are like really good stuff is like over $1 million. They are very significant upgrades, and I think we will need one of these to be effective. Like a tier 4 one. To be truly effective against the orange hosts. And we have to get ready for crafting, which will cost so much money. Ah, too much to do. Alright, this is a good stopping point because in the next episode, we will start doing some missions. Thank you for watching.